Testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, welcome everybody back for another Friday night live stream here at Christ-Centered Ironworks. As you can tell, we are not in the forge this evening.
Nope.
We are inside the house, and I'm joined by my lovely co-host.
Hello, I'm Jessica.
Jessica, my wife.
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
So, so welcome. Sorry about the delay in getting this live stream out there and doing the giveaway lives. I've been doing a roofing project here just recently, and that's just taken up a lot of not only mental but muscle energy that I've had. So, so in this case, we're going to be taking it easy for the evening. I did end up having a big puncture wound. It's right here. You guys really can't see the actual puncture wound, but that kind of got my muscles really sore and a couple of my tendons really irritated. So I am taking it easy, as I cannot be swinging a hammer right now at this current juncture in time. But we just finished up that roofing project today, and so that was a good thing.
Yes, it was.
I'm super happy. Next live stream, we will be back to regular forging lives as normal. But for this evening, we'll just do a Q&A while we give away some awesome things. And I hope you guys enjoy it. So welcome, welcome everybody.
Justin Ray says, love the shirt.
You love the shirt, eh? You can thank Thomas Goodymoot for this t-shirt. He got it for me after a commenter had mentioned that I was like, I got good content, but I am the least likable of all blacksmiths on the internet. And so Thomas thought it was hilarious, so he decided to get me a shirt. Roy, the least likable blacksmith on YouTube there. So thank you, Thomas. Shout out to you for getting me an awesome shirt. And actually, this thing is super comfy. So this might be, you might see this one in a few videos because this one's really comfy. So I might actually do this and start a least likable blacksmith series. Instead of like Roy rants, I'll just turn to the least likable blacksmith.
Oh yeah,
series.
funnel the trolls right in.
Yeah, funnel them right into it. So, and then give them a good pounding, huh?
Yeah. If you see their comment pinned to the top, you'll know.
Yeah. That's how we handle trolls. We pin them to the top of the comment section so the community can have that. But
Thomas, thank you for the $2 super chat. He says, liking the shirt, good buddy.
Thanks, Thomas. Greatly appreciate it, brother. Oh.
Sean says, you can tell that commenter hasn't met me.
Not yet. You never know.
Chris Gates, glad to have you. First time commenting.
Chris Gates, good to have you. Glad, I don't know if this is your first stream with us, but good to have you. Happy commenting.
That's right. We have Wayne Heinz, Heath
Wayne,
French.
hello.
Let's see, Wiley, David, Keith Tonesing, Kyle Jones,
hello,
Jeff Killian, Karst Thompson, just to name a few.
Awesome.
Dana, we know you're here too. Saw you.
Dana, hello. Good to see you, brother. Thank you for the stickers. Dana Maggiore, he is the guy who provides all of our stickers and our little sticker packs and things like that we offer.
Oh, yes.
Yep, and couldn't do this whole little live stream thing without Dana, so thank you, Dana.
Terry and Susan, no, we don't have coffee this time around. I have a hot spiced tea, and Roy just has a chilled drink.
I have an energy drink kind of thing. Oh. Justin Ray, thank you for the $10 super chat for the start of the shipping fund. Thank you. We will need it.
Robert Lannis, if they like you, you aren't teaching them hard enough. Gotta teach them real hard.
Yeah, you gotta teach them harder if they don't like you. That's right. That's right. So, well, you know, it's the way the internet works, right? If you take a strong position on anything, whether it be your own opinion of things or not, there's bound to be somebody who disagrees with you. And with the internet the way it is, it's like the Wild West. It's open season on you. So, you know.
Can't call in the sheriffs.
And you know what? It just gets worse. The larger the channel gets, it just gets worse. So you get more and more crazies out there.
Dana says, you're very welcome. Love to do it.
Awesome. T-Lynn, I'm glad you love the channel. Greatly appreciate it.
Kyle, nope, haven't seen T-Roy yet.
Nope, haven't seen the old T-Roy. I'm sure he'll be in later.
Kane Custom Knife says subscribers are going to go up with that T. Yeah,
well, good.
The drama.
Good, the
drama's
drama.
alive.
Yes, the drama. That is the trick, right? Is how much drama do you add to a particular video
Yeah.
or to the internet, right? You know, there's a lot of videos I've done that I kind of almost think back on. I'm like, you know, it's like everything I said in the video was true and it was facts, but the dramatic delivery, maybe I'd change a little bit now and maybe reword some stuff. But I've been a big fan on saying it like it is, and then I don't take words back. So like I can see where maybe I've said something bad in the past, or I've said something else that I don't like later on, or I say, you know what, I could have worded that differently, but I don't take words back. I don't backpedal. That's just not something I do. Funny story, might as well, we're in here. A little story time with Roy. Zing. It should be like that, you know, a little rainbow pops over my head. But years ago when I was in HVAC work, I was doing a job for, I was at a customer's house, and I almost said job for a client. I'm so used to it now because I've been out of HVAC work for so many years now. But I was doing work for a customer, and I was down in their basement, and the panel was all pretty, and it was like all nicely labeled, and all the wires came in perfectly straight to the electrical panel, and everything was well marked and things like that. And there was a breaker that was labeled furnace, and then they had an AC breaker on there as well. And so I was there swapping out the furnace and the air conditioner and those sort of things. Usually you wouldn't have to do a whole lot. You would just shut it down right at the furnace, pull the whips, yank the furnace, put a new one in, throw the electrical whip back together for the furnace, and on your way you go. But in order to do that, you sometimes have to shut down the breakers, especially if they don't have a little on-off switch, little light switch with the furnace. So this particular case, it didn't have a light switch with the furnace. And so therefore I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go back to the breaker. I'm like, hey, no problem, I'll shut off the furnace, you know. And there was this older gentleman that was down with me in the basement. He's the homeowner. He's just kind of tailing me the whole time I was there. And I go over the breaker, you know, and I shut off the furnace breaker, and I go back over, and usually what I would do is I do a two-test method. I would check the current with my meter, and then I would check the current by grounding it out with a screwdriver. Well, I checked it with my meter, and my batteries were weak in my meter, that's why you got to stay up on your battery changes on the meters. The batteries were weak in the meter, so it didn't catch it. It was registering no voltage. So so usually that's why I double check with just hard grounding it and making sure if it arcs on the screwdriver, then, you know, it usually blows whatever breaker it is. Well, I didn't do that. So I ended up getting zapped hard, got bit hard by this electricity to go into this furnace. And so at that time, I just like, you know, I'm like, man, what the heck, you know? And so I took the screwdriver and I arced it, and I mean, it blasted a little hole in the, you know, furnace cabinet, you know, a nice little arc to it. And so, long story short, I go over the breaker panel, pull the breaker panel off. Not only was it not a 110 circuit, he wired it up as 220. And this was the homeowner that wired this up. Oh. I find this out later. And trust me, there's a point to this story. So I pull off the panel. I find out that it not only was it not wired 110, that's why his furnace wasn't working in the first place, but it was wired for 220. But his breakers weren't even marked correctly. It wasn't the furnace breaker at all. It was like garage lights or something like that. And so as I'm digging into this wiring, I'm like, what kind of idiot would take and do this? And gosh, I swear the moron electrician that did this, you know? Like, I'd love to just have him right here, right now, get me zapped like this. And it's so this guy didn't say anything. He just standing there, just quietly. And his wife actually comes downstairs and
Gave him away.
she ratted him out. She said, oh, she's like, oh yeah, she's like, my husband, he is so handy. He is a engineer, and he did all of the electrical in our house. He wired the whole house up. And I just looked at him straight in the face, and he kind of like looked at me, and his face was a little red because he's kind of embarrassed. And I just looked straight in his face, and I said, I don't take words back. And then I went right back to working. So I think I even had a complaint to the company that came in after that, you know, but I just don't care. I got fried because of somebody like that. But that's generally the way that I do things, is I just state it like it is. If you don't like it, well, there's the door. So, you know, don't let it hit you where the good internet split you.
That's a new one.
So I don't take words back. So I may later on find new information and adjust my delivery tactics, but or I'll like, yep, that younger Roy was a real moron in that moment in time, and I may say that, and I'll say he's a moron. You'd be like, oh, well, that's kind of harsh. That's not PC. Well, it's not, because I think there's some people nowadays that are morons, and I'll just tell you. Ask me and I'll tell you.
You will give your opinion freely.
Yes, I will give my opinion freely and probably overdone. You probably don't want to hear as much as I've got to offer.
Hence
so.
Roy rants. Somebody mentioned earlier, like, is this a story time turned Roy rant?
Yeah.
You knew it.
Oh, man.
You knew it.
Yeah, I've got some stories from the construction trades.
Jeff Kellyanne says, wonder the house did not burn down.
Yep, it's a wonder. So.
Robert Lannis was saying he wished that he was able to retire. He's doing, he just landed rooftops on a mall doing HVAC.
Oh, yeah? God help you, brother. You're going to need it. Oh. Yeah, if you can ever retire at it, it would be good. So I probably wouldn't have quit doing HVAC, and who knows, I may not even been a professional blacksmith if I wouldn't have went to residential. When I was doing commercial work and light industrial, I had the time of my life doing that in HVAC. So I can recommend heating and air conditioning to anybody, but you have to kind of decide what you like. Now, it taught me a lot of things. I know a lot about electricity, plumbing, HVAC, roofing, carpentry. I mean, I know a lot of different various things in construction because I had to be familiarized with quite a few things. But I know how to run crews on job sites. I know how to lead because I've been a lead before on multi-million-dollar jobs setting, commercial air conditioning units. And, so it's given me a lot of experience in a short period. It gave me a lot of experience in a short period of time. And if I would have stayed in doing commercial and light and industrial work, I could have probably retired at it. It wouldn't have been so bad. But doing day-to-day, dealing with homeowners in and out of everybody's house every other day, it just, nope. It killed my soul.
Tobacco maker, LOL. I like the British version. If you can't say something nice, say something vague. That's great.
What can I say? I'm more of a blunt instrument. Oh.
Matthew Toman says, I almost went into heating and air, but somehow I became a nurse. Haha.
Haha. I'm not sure that's any better. There's no commercial jobs for nursing.
Insanity Forge. I prefer if you can't say nothing nice, then make a sailor blush.
All that could happen on some job sites out there. So.
Thomas, a way better tin knocker than I am. I look like a geriatric man running snips.
That he does. That he does. So, yeah. So some updates from us real quick, and then we'll probably go around and do some more. Probably do some giveaway things. This is a giveaway live stream, even though we're just sitting here having a good time with y'all and chatting it up, and we'll get into some Q&A here in a little bit. But we have gotten a new camera in the shop here, so we're actually filming with it right now. It's a Panasonic Lumix S5. It's been a camera I've been wanting for a little bit, for quite a while. I've been wanting to upgrade. This is a full frame sensor versus our normal cameras that we work with is a micro 4/3 system. That's generally what has been my go-to for the last, 6 years now? 5?
Pretty close to, yeah.
5 years?
Probably 5.
I'd say 5 years, yeah.
I guess we had cameras, cell phones before
Yeah,
that.
so I've been pretty much with Panasonic for a while with the Lumix systems, and micro 4/3 sensor is, yay by yay big. A 1-inch sensor is yay by yay big. So it's a lot more light gathering capabilities. There's a lot more dynamic range. There's a lot more everything. So you can see how crisp the video footage is here. It's going to make the videos just be extra top notch, I believe, in the shop. So I'm going to be rigging it out as my full-on cinema rig. So this way, a whole bunch of technical stuff that has nothing to do with blacksmithing, basically. But it's going to be awesome. I'm super excited about it. One of the other things I'm excited about is with a larger sensor, you're able to do more with astrophotography. That's a side hobby of mine. I like to do astrophotography. I like getting time lapses of the aurora borealis up here in the north. So I do like getting that as well. And I hope to incorporate some of that, not only in my forging, but into some video work in the future. So, and share a little bit about where we live and the excitement for all that. So this new camera is going to bring in a lot of really cool things. One of the biggest improvements that it's going to allow me to do is I have been fighting shop lighting for so long, haven't I?
Yeah.
So long. And because this camera can gather a lot more light easy with the larger sensor size and the bigger camera lens, it will allow the videos to be brighter, and it'll allow me to be able to adjust my exposure better for the steel. So I'll be able to get more of a realistic rendering of the actual color temperatures of the material at hand. So I'm really looking forward to that. Before, my other cameras, they'll still be used as B cams and some other stuff, but my other cameras have a hard time gathering enough light in the shop, which brings us to our next piece of news. So I have finally gotten all the steel put up on my barn. Yep.
That's right.
Yep. I have gotten all the steel put up on my barn. Thank you to the courtesy of Thomas Goodymoot. He's helped me out a lot with that project. We worked all last month. I'm part of this month, getting all of the steel up on the barn. So now we are completely weathered in for the winter, for the winter months ahead, which I'm so super thankful for. You don't even know. So super thankful for. But that has an interesting drawback. There was a lot of light that was coming in from outdoors, coming indoors, and making the whole place brighter. And now all of that's gone. So now it's like pitch black in there without any unnatural lighting, or if I don't open my big barn doors open, which won't be possible in the winter. So the camera, it solves that additional problem. But yeah, so yep, no more flux during the winter. I will say up around the eaves, it's not completely sealed in because the way my barn is, that it was never boxed in with a fascia and a soffit. It just has a fascia board on it. So there will still be a little bit of snow. We might get a little twinkling of snow inside the shop. But not the gale force northerly winds that I would normally have to suffer through. all winter long.
Right.
So
Blew in, yeah, especially when the upper window was, it like literally just blew in right and dumped right on top of him.
Yep.
So
yep.
Yep.
Thank you all so much for that. So for all the congrats and everything. So yeah, so we've been saving up for quite a while to undertake this project. It's very expensive, and you know, it's interesting. You know, I always thirsted for, from moment one when I started in a little 6x10 shed, I always wanted bigger and bigger and bigger buildings. And so I go from a 6x10 that I made out of scrap and reclaimed stuff, steel, and you guys seen that on the channel before. There's a video on my beginnings on the channel, and like this little 6x10 shed took nothing to put metal on, to build anything, to seal up the roof, that whole deal. But I had no space in it. So then I moved up to where I used to park my old tractor, and then I booted the tractor, and then I had a little 12x20 space that I could work in. I'm like, man, I'm really living it up. This is a huge building. And then I packed that thing full of the brims as the business grew and as we continued to grow. And then we moved here to northern Michigan, and I got this big old beautiful barn that's a 40x50 barn that's 3 stories tall. And at first, I was just like, oh, this is so amazing. And it is amazing. The wood, the old wood, is just gorgeous. I'm glad to preserve it, you know?
believe it or not, though, that one's filling up too. So believe it or not, that shop space is filling up too.
Yeah, that shop space is quickly filling up too. But yeah, oh my gosh, the orders of magnitude of cost to put sheet on that versus a 12x20 building, it went up.
Yes.
And we're not doing it in the most cheapest time to be able to do it. So, so I just praise God that we were able to save up enough income to do that with a lot of support from you all out there in our community. So thank you so much. We've been, you know, able to save that up and throw a tax return at it, and tax return, and so thank you, government, for the tax return, for giving me some of my own dang money back. I appreciate you for that. And then, you know, thank you, YouTube peeps out there around the world for all your support of us. And yeah, thank God we've been able to be in a position where we could save to be able to take and put that in, because it's been 3 years now.
It has been,
Yep.
yes.
Yep, of freezing cold winters. So, yeah. Somebody was saying something earlier. You want to scroll back up to it? There you go. Gregory.
Gregory?
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you for keeping the video format educational. A few other channels I watch moved to more clickbait style, and I stopped learning like I do here.
You're very welcome, Gregory. You know, it's an interesting, I like that, and man, we're missing so many comments. If you made a comment and you want us to look over it again, you'll just have to comment again. Yeah, my channel here is always going to be always going to be educational to some degree. Even on my more, let's say, more clickbaity videos that I do, if you will. I won't call them clickbait. They're enticing titles that no one would otherwise click on, right? You know, if I'm like, I failed, like I got a video coming up where I had a failure mid video of a piece I was working on. Well, I'm going to do a thumbnail and title saying I failed at something, so this way people are like, I knew it! I knew he sucked! And they're going to click on the video, right? But the whole point of doing that is to draw people in, and I have a whole thing in the video of where I talk about failure and how it's okay, and like, you know, that's the whole point. Like, I'm trying to teach and, you know, give education there as well. And so it's a real tough balance to be able to do that. A lot of people, unfortunately, the way YouTube wants things now, they want it like TikTok. You know, they want everything in quick little snippet, pea-brain, bite-sized bits of information. I can't do that. I'm a storyteller. I love this. I love sitting around a campfire with a whole group of friends and pondering the universe at large and having great conversation, right? That's what I love doing. I don't get into every 5 seconds, you know, looking like I'm a crackhead. Bird, bee, boom, boom. Hey, subscribe, buy that, go there. Oh, look, forge, spork, Done. Fire. Boom. See you on the next one. Click. Right through there. I just find you to be an idiot if you're doing content like that. It's not interesting to me. It's just like, oh, look, there's a spaz case. That guy is on the crank. You're not going to have that from me. So
Gregory
I'm an old
says,
fuddy-duddy.
the person who showed me your channel explained it as, it's not the most entertaining videos, but Roy puts out great information. I highly recommend him.
Yeah, there you go. What's not entertaining about this? Oh.
Hey, Troy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'll eventually shift back. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it won't. Eventually, maybe I'll just age out of the platform and my channel will get no views, no love, and it'll just die off. Oh well. But I'm not going to pivot at this point. I have no interest in being fun and spunky and exciting all the time because that's just not true to life. And I think people are morons that are like that all the time on their videos. It's just truth. I just do. So, because it's all an act. It's all an act. You know, you cut out all of the information. You cut out all of the story just to get to the punchline. And not interested in it. And really, this channel, I started for educational purposes, right? We're even listed under educational category, which doesn't get a lot of love from YouTube, the educational side of things. And that is so this way people learn, you know. And I love teaching people, even if it's just a visual storytelling. If you pay close enough attention, you'll actually learn something through the videos. If you come in with the brain the size of a flea, well, I can't help you. I can't help you. So.
Debaka says, LOL, Grumpy Roy would be a meme. Yamez probably has some video clips he could help you out on.
Oh, yes. Yamez has some good ones.
Yep.
So.
See here. Kenneth says you're straight to the point and it's appreciated.
Well, I'm glad you notice. So, I do like being straight to the point. And, you know, one of my pet peeves, and I'll go with a little bit of frustration here just because we're having our story time. One of my pet peeves is when I create a video and I'll put all the necessary information for you to take on the project in the video. And I'll still have somebody ask me what size bar stock it was. Watch the video. Like it was in the first 30 seconds. And then when you look at the analytics on the video, you see this big dip where everybody like unclicked, like zoomed forward to skip past the first minute of the video. And then they're like, oh, now we're here. And then they're like, eh. And then they all the way out to the end. Only 50% of you are still watching by the end of the video. And then I get these questions, and I know for a fact that you didn't watch the video. I know for a fact. You comment, what size was that? How did you hold that in a pair of tongs? Like, I don't know. Maybe you could just watch the video and you'd see how I'm holding it with a pair of tongs. And so that's that TikTok mentality. That's that flea brain mentality that I have no patience for. Because if you came to a blacksmithing class with me, I am on you like flies on, you know, a cow pie. I am on you. I'm making sure you're doing it right. I'm telling you, yes, there's a right and wrong way to be doing the particular course material at hand. And if you start zoning out and start, licking your eyeball, going off into space, I have zero time for you from there on out because it's just a disrespect. And so I've had to learn to back off on YouTube and just realize that that's the way it is as a platform. I just have to just like, okay, well, I just won't answer that comment. You know, because I used to get so torqued off about that, didn't I?
Yep.
Because it's just disrespectful of the time and the effort and the energy that you put in there, you know. And especially if you ever paid to come take a class with me. Yeah, once you want to get the most you could out of it.
Yeah, you'd think so.
Once you want to hang on almost every word. But when you're laying there in your Easy Boy and your Batman undies with your Cheeto-covered wife beater, You know, it's easier to type in, what size material is that? What is it, a frog? No, I was making a candle cup. Did you not even
read the thumbnail?
Did you not even try? Like
the title?
Like I said, used to bug me to death. It still bugs me to death, but I've learned to be able to like, okay, well, I got another t-shirt that says good enough for YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where that statement came from. Mm-hmm. Good enough for YouTube.
Possum Sausage says, I've started trying to be better at judging volume of steel, not the exact size. My last project was a ladle made from 2 cubic inches of 5/8 inch square. Starting stock size isn't as important as volume.
That is very true. Very true. It's easier to explain things in starting stock size than it is volumes. Just because, again, that same 6-inch piece of 5/8 square, you know, whatever volume that is in a cubic square, people don't think in those terms. So it's easier to say, oh, it was 6 inches by 5/8 square. And then, you know, people do it that way.
Jeff wants to see you make frogs.
I probably could, and I probably will at some point. There's 1,800 videos on the platform, so I'm running out of ideas, huh?
Yeah.
Apparently.
There you go, frogs.
Frogs will be the next thing, so.
Keith asks, are you still having in-person classes? I know some are not due to COVID.
I just like, it's that. Okay. Yeah, Nutty Iron. I only zone out after working a 10 or 12-hour shift, and yes, I'm munching Cheetos. Thank you for that affirmation. I knew one of you were, so. What were you saying, Jeff?
Keith asked if we were still doing in-person classes.
Yes, from time to time. It's basically on a first-come, first-served basis, and we schedule it around literally if I have a moment in between other times. Mm-hmm. And so those are pretty high-priced, just because we're not doing it like where, just every weekend we've got somebody here. I couldn't do that and keep up a regular business schedule and things like that. But, you know, best way to do is just contact us, and then we set something up. It might be 2-3 months out, it might be 6 months out, but we set something up, and then we get together the closer we get to that date and nail down, you know, exact timelines. So I'm pretty good. Once I nail something to my calendar, it's there. Like, unless Jesus comes back that day, or I'm literally dead, I will adhere to whatever's on my calendar, generally speaking.
Right.
So
it's a little difficult to deal with people who aren't that way, too.
Yeah.
When
just
you are.
a little bit. So.
That's a good segue, though, real quick into our upcoming events.
Yeah, let's go to our upcoming events.
Might as well mention those while we're talking about teaching and whatnot.
Yeah.
We don't have any remaining classes this year scheduled, but we do have Quad State, which is in Troy, Ohio. Of everybody who's attended that before, you know that is a huge event. Some of you travel, over 10 hours to come to it. And so if you haven't heard of it before, you know, this is the largest blacksmith meet in the United States that happens at all in the U.S. And so there's tailgate sales, boatloads of tools, there's demonstrations, multiple demonstrating rings going all Friday. Well, they have their main demonstration Friday evening, and then Saturday and Sunday there's multiple demonstration rings running. And all sorts of stuff, totally worth it. Over 1,000 smiths in attendance if you haven't been to that before. Our next event will be the FABA conference happening in Gainesville, Florida. That'll be taking place on November 4th through 6th. And so that one's going to be down in Gainesville, like I mentioned. And Roy, you want to say what you're going to be demonstrating there?
Yeah, I'll actually be demonstrating a fairly complex ornate wall hook. Similar to the one that I did in a video not too long ago after I got back from Tom Latinay's class over in Wisconsin. And so basically I'll be doing a version of that. And then like the week after FABA conference, I'll be doing another similar wall hook, but different. I'm going to put a different spin on it for the UMBA, I'm not sure how you do that, conference. That's over near Burlington, Wisconsin. and that'll be November 11th through 13th. And so those will be the two big conferences that I'll be actually demonstrating at specifically. So if you want to come there and learn. The FABA conference, I will actually be having a 4-hour intermediate to advanced level forge welding class as well that I will be doing during part of that conference. So not only will I be demonstrating the entirety of the hook, the thing that I plan on doing for the project, but I will also be doing a 4-hour demonstration, and I'll be talking about different techniques with forge welded collars. So that's what we'll be working on down there. So it's going to be pretty exciting.
And then, oop, wrong one.
Getting rid of me, Jess, before I'm ready.
What's you're ready. I was going to go, our last event also the following weekend, which will take place November 11th through 13th.
I already said that.
Did you? Okay.
Yep, I already talked about it.
I thought you were talking about.
Nope.
Talking about.
Nope. I jumped back to FABA.
Okay.
After talking about that.
Right.
So there we go. We got it together. I swear we do. Huh? What is in that spiced tea?
Oh. Well, that's what you asked.
I got to pick on Jess a little bit now, don't I? No. By the way, if it looks weird, like where I'm just like looking down over here, it's because the computer is just out of frame. And the camera kind of reverses things around a little bit. So it looks like I'm like looking off. I'm like giving y'all the side eye.
Might be a little oddly close if it was like right above the computer. But
yeah.
Yep. Jeff, yes. Upper Midwest Blacksmiths.
Yep.
Yes.
Upper Midwest Blacksmith Association is what I guess UMBA. Or UMBA.
UMBA. I think.
Just start with a and then add with buh. Okay?
There you go.
I'm just not good with acronyms. We should come up with an acronym, huh?
CCI.
CCI.
We do have one. We don't use it that much.
Yeah,
but
there
we
you
do
go.
Have one.
Yeah.
Philip, good to have you. Hope your gardening's going well.
Yeah,
Roger.
Philip Irvin, hello.
Roger already has his reservations for Quad State. Well, you beat us to it.
Awesome.
Didn't get our reservations in just yet.
Jason Martin, you want to read his?
As a new smith, would using rebar be a good, inexpensive way to make blacksmithing tools like tongs?
So using rebar comes with advantages and disadvantages. If you have the ability to get a hold of a bunch of rebar for like next to nothing or scrap rate, then sure, you can make tongs out of it and things like that. As far as it being a good option, it's not as good of an option as starting with plain material. And the reason for that being is because of all of those ribs that make rebar, you generally have to beat all of that stuff out. And so resize the stock even before you get going, especially when you're trying to make tongs. Unless you want to make kind of a janky first set of tongs, that's okay. Just as long as it's gripping your material, that's fine. But if you want to make like a good, high quality, professional looking set of tongs, rebar, everybody ends up kind of transitioning away from rebar at that point. There's just more work into it than what it's worth. Now, if you're asking, is the grade of steel good? They build skyscrapers with it. So obviously it's a structural steel. Obviously it's going to be good for anything that you need to grip stuff with. That's going to be fine. Certain grades of rebar will actually even have a higher carbon content and can be turned into punches and tools and things of that nature. I'm not an expert on rebar, so you'll have to consult Google, a Google search, and look up what you got for rebar. But as a beginning situation, if you just want to make something that has a hinged joint and be able to grab and pick up your steel out of the fire, yes, you can do it out of rebar just fine. You can do that.
Gregory says, I have someone asking about getting railroad spikes and used horseshoes for me and asking what they are worth. Can you weigh in on how much I should be offering?
They want to buy the railroad spikes and the
that's what it sounds like.
Horseshoe from him. If they've been obtained legally, then I don't know. I really don't know what the market is on railroad spikes or used horseshoes. I have always been given that stuff for free myself. I've always been given that just free of charge. So I wouldn't put a high price on it. I would say probably somewhere in the realm of anywhere from maybe, call it maybe 50 to 80 cents a pound, and let them choose what weight they want out of that. I would count that as being very fair and generous, because if they do have a scrapyard where they could go buy it, they're going to be paying at least that. They're going to be paying probably closer to the 80 cents to $1 a pound for scrap steel right now. Now, will that be the same in a couple months? Probably not, but I would say that would be a fair price. Now, if this is all brand new stock, they do sell new railroad spikes out there now that you could get. I mean, those can go a few bucks a piece, for a railroad spike. And then as far as horseshoes, same thing. They can go for definitely some money. So, yep. So that's what I would recommend. Anywhere from about 50 to 80 cents, maybe a buck a pound. So 50 cents to a buck a pound is what I would do for that. Again, I've always been given that stuff for free, and to the degree that I'm like, no, I don't want any of that. So I've actually given a lot of mine away just because I don't use it for anything, just occasional gimmicky stuff.
Yeah, he said somebody's trying to sell them to him.
Okay.
On eBay, the spikes go for $1 to $2 each, but there's nothing on horseshoes. Okay,
if someone's trying to sell it to you, if it's a brand new thing, if it's a brand new spike, $1 to $2, you're probably right in the right neck of the woods for that. They're probably not over the heights on that. If it's a bunch of rusty scrap spikes that they went and gathered off of a track somewhere, you don't need to pay for their illegal sweat equity as they walked along the rail lines there. You need to, you can say, well, I'll give you 50 cents a pound. 50 cents a pound. So.
Matthew says, thank you for all your helpful tips.
Very welcome, Matthew.
Galatrod says, I have never even thought of someone obtaining railroad spikes or horseshoes illegally. Go take that shoe right off a horse.
You never know. Oh, I'll tell you a story. So there was a guy a long time ago. I won't say where, I won't say when. That way I just keep him anonymous completely. But I was at a place, it was a historical reenactment place, and I met a young guy. I hesitate to call him a kid. I mean, he was probably 20. But, well, I guess he's kind of a kid to me now. But, yeah, I guess I'll call him a kid. Well, he was a kid, and he found out that I do blacksmithing, and we had got to talk like you do, and we struck up a conversation. And he was working on a railroad spike in his demonstration. And I'm like, oh, hey, cool, and we just got to talking, and then he's like, I got a whole bunch of these railroad spikes. Do you want some? I'm like, well, I don't really use railroad spikes a whole lot, but, I might take a couple of them off. He's like, well, I got a whole trunk load. He's like, I got an entire trunk full of these things. And he's like, you'll never believe it. He said, they just put these things in a building. They were just in this pile, and all I had to do was back my car right up to this building and shovel them out of the building into the back trunk of his vehicle. And I'm like, I don't know you, and we never had this conversation. Because I looked at these, it was an entire back of a Toyota Camry full of brand spanking new, and I'm talking spanking new, railroad spikes. I'm like, whoa, where'd you get these from, and whatever. And then that's when he told me, he's like, yeah, they had this building right along the tracks, and all I had to do was just back right up to it, and shovel them in. I was like, oh, no.
Yeah. I am not
That is how you illegally harvest railroad spikes, Similar to just like getting out there with a pry bar and prying them out, you don't want to do that either. So yeah, that was like, yeah. So I don't know him. I haven't seen him since. For anybody who's watching this in the future, and I don't know where they're at. There you go. That it was years ago, at least 7+. Yeah, that's past the statute of limitations, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, 7+ years ago.
Jeff said he must have had good shocks.
No, he didn't. That thing was like, as it went down the road. It's funny.
Galatrod says, "You'll never believe it. I found all this money. It was just left out at a bank. All I had to do was put it in my bag."
Yeah. I asked the gal at the counter real nicely, like, with a note. And she just filled it up.
I said, "Please."
Yeah. Don't do that. Just don't do that, folks.
Too funny.
High Desert Forge and Ironworks. So where is this place? I need some spikes. Yeah. Nope. I don't want nobody in black SUVs to come showing up at my doorstep. You know, it's like, Yeah. So yes, you can illegally harvest things that you shouldn't be. What else we got, Jess?
Let's see. Well,
are we ready to give something away?
Yeah. We are at 97 viewers.
97.
Should we like make them boost it up to 100?
Nah.
Nah. Too much
Nah.
work. Just keep it to the ones that
Too
are
many
in here.
people. Too many people is not a good thing.
Yeah. All right.
No. We got to better the chances of people that are in here. Oh, it would be nice. It would be nice if there was like 500 people in here. Like we used to have.
Oh.
But, you know, we started giving away, like, gas forges, and everybody's like, boo. You know.
I think we've only
It's
ever
not
had...
swedge blocks. It's not anvils. Just gas forges. Like, jeez. Who cares about those things? Huh.
Oh, yeah. Well,
And door prizes.
people who don't have them care about it.
And sticker packs, you know. Oh. So we ready to go into the giveaway?
Yeah, sure.
So, all right, so we're going to go ahead and give away a few items first. So we're going to do this before we do the gas forge, and then we'll just continue with a Q&A afterwards. We'll just keep going with the doing a Q&A, answering, just hanging out with you guys. I'm having a good time. I hope you guys are having a good time as well. The only thing that will dictate us ending the stream, I think, will be most likely the camera's battery life. So far, it's going good.
Oh, good.
So far, it's going good. We're giving a good test, this brand new camera of
we're
ours.
at 50 minutes, and we're only used up like a quarter, so
yeah,
we're doing
we
good.
only used a quarter, so that's doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are going to move over to our web page. We're going to do it differently. Usually, I would end up, you know, holding something up to the camera and showing everything, but in this way, we're actually going to go over to our web page, because what we are giving away for door prizes this week is basically our blanks. So we're going to be going over to blacksmithingblanks.com. That is our website. It's ran by Christ Center Ironworks. If you see it, it's just a page on our main Christ Center Ironworks website. And so we'll be giving away some blanks from the categories like you see here. As you can see, we have a whole bunch of stuff. This is just the easiest way for us to do that. So we're going to select something out. And then Jessica's going to go back to the regular screen once you all know what we're drawing for, and she's going to look, and we're going to scroll at random and pick one random winner from the comment section. And that's how all of the Christ Center Ironworks giveaways work, basically. Right? In a nutshell. Oh, do you want to go over some rules real quick before we click in?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead. Go over the rules.
Yes. So in order to claim your prize, the way you'll claim it is you'll read down in the description, and it'll have some instructions for you on how to contact us. You do need to contact us within 48 hours, and that will include your name, your address, your birth year, and am I missing something? Username, if I didn't say that already.
Yep, name, address, birth year, and username. So that is the prerequisite. All of that is typed up in the description of this live stream. So if you're confused, you can read what the specific rules are, and you have to get with us through the contact email in the description. You know, and that way we know where you're at and we can get things shipped to you.
Yep. And any of the blanks will be open worldwide.
Yep, and any of the blanks are open worldwide. The gas forge, however, that is the
US.
That is the US of A. So, all right. Let's, what do we want to give away, Jess? Do we want to go ahead and maybe give away, let's go for some, let's go to the tooling. I want to give away a guillotine tool. It's been a while since we've given away a guillotine tool, So let's give away one of our guillotine toolkits. Let's start with the A-frame guillotine toolkit. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
Click on that. Show them some pictures. I think you just have flat pictures, huh? You don't have any finished photos.
I do not.
We're gonna
I need to change that.
We're gonna have to change that and put some finished photos.
Will.
So this is the blank kit. It's an A-frame guillotine tool blank kit. The die is just mild steel, and it's 1/2 inch by 1.5 inches, and then it comes with a 1-inch Hardy shank for that you can either grind down or weld more onto to fit your own Hardy hole out there. And then obviously it comes with all the pieces you need to take and weld this together. It is a kit, so we'll end up shipping this out to you. So that is what's up for grabs for our first thing. Let's go back to the worldwide people of the internet there.
Ta-da! I know, that was crazy there for a second.
It's crazy. Let's go back. Let's see where they're at. Woo-woo! So all you got to do is go ahead and start commenting now about the A-frame guillotine, and then we will scroll and grab one name at random. Pretty simple, huh?
It is. It's very simple.
All right. You think they're pretty good?
Mm-hmm.
All
I'll
right.
write it down real quick here.
So it's A-frame guillotine tool is what our very first item we're going to give away.
All right. A-frame. Got it. Okie dokie.
All right. I would drum on the thing, but we won't. All air drum.
Shake things.
Drum roll, silent drum roll, please. Drum along at home if you want to hear some noise. And who do we got, Jess?
We got, let's see here. Are we looking for guillotine tool or just the very first person? Is that part of the requirement?
I just said start commenting about the guillotine tool. There's no
right.
anything. Scroll again.
Okay.
And whoever your cursor lands on gets
right.
it. Go.
All right. Chris Moore with guillotine.
Chris Moore, congratulations. You are the winner of our very first guillotine toolkit there, of our A-frame guillotine tool. Get with us through the contact email in the description.
Mm-hmm.
Follow all rules and regulations.
Completely and fully.
Yeah, so while we're doing that, this is a great segue for me to take and talk about some of them rules and regulations real quick. Okay? So we set out to make the giveaways as easy and as painless as possible to get tools and fun items into your hands from the goodness of our hearts. That's what we try to do. We try to make it as easy as possible. With that, there's always someone in the woodpile that wants to make it difficult. Okay? And we have had a few over the years that, even though it's as simple as contacting us through the contact email, again, TikTok brain, contact email description. Hopefully that'll work for you. It's in the description. You click on the email and you go and you give us your information. You don't say, hey, won, thanks. Well, I'm glad you won, pal, but I don't know A, where you live so I can ship it to you. B, I don't know the name to ship it to other than Fart Smeller 49 that you've got as your screen name.
I don't know if the post office would deliver to that
Okay.
one.
I don't know, I don't know anything else. You just say, hey, I won. Well, that's great. The description totally spelled it out for you, what it takes for you to claim this free gift. It's a free gift. You don't pay taxes. You don't pay nothing on it. You don't pay taxes, tithe, title, nothing. Shipping, it's given to you for free. So, with that being said, follow the rules in their entirety. Otherwise, we aren't held to giving you squat. Okay? Let's make that, Fart Smeller 49. Shout out to Fart Smeller 49. So I just made that up. But now someone's going to make a YouTube channel of that.
Will.
So for sure. So that's not a real person. I was just spitballing there. So it's literally that bad sometimes where no one, or they they contact us through a regular contact page for our business, or they go over on Facebook or Instagram and say, hey, I won something. We're not going to hunt the entire internet for your comment and for your stuff, right, to give you something for free. We give you the correct email address that you were supposed to go to, so this way it's all nice and easy for us. And so Jessica can find those, and we can get them shipped out the following Monday.
Yep.
It's not difficult. If you can't follow through with that much, well, we really don't have to send you anything. We can just put it up for grabs next time. So,
Exactly.
there's me done dadding you now. But seriously, read the description, folks. Read the description. Okay? Sound good?
Sounds great.
Says lag. Hopefully it's not too bad. Is the lag bad? No. Hopefully we're good. All right.
Appear to be good.
It appears we're good. Or he might be
Says
lagging.
excellent condition.
Okay, he might be lagging behind, so. Anyways. All right.
Shall we draw another?
Yes. So with all that out of the way, we should draw another, and I'll get into part 2 of that minor course correction when it comes to those things. So let's go back. Let's do another tool. Let's give away a C-frame.
All right.
Okay. Let's give away a C-frame. So as you guys can clearly see, we have a lot of tools available over at our website, blacksmithingblanks.com, so be sure to check that out. But now we're going to go ahead and draw a name for the C-frame guillotine toolkit that we offer. If you don't win, obviously, they're fairly cheap. They're only 75 bucks. And I got a pile of them in the shop just waiting for new owners that I could ship out at any one moment in time. So there's a great little picture of what the finished C-frame guillotine looks like when it's all assembled. Of course, you have to cut and shape your own dies. I've got videos on all that. But without further ado, this is the next item up for grabs. So comment with something with C-frame guillotine tool or C guillotine or something like that, and we will scroll one name at random, huh, Jess?
That is
All right,
correct.
let's go back. Are we back? I don't know. Boom, boom, boom. Go back to Apple Cam. There we are. So, all right. So she is going to scroll one name at random. She's going to select somebody, and then you're going to follow all those steps to the letter in the description, or you won't be getting it. I promise you this. We good?
All right, we are good.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. And 3, 2, 1. Everybody with me? Air drum roll. Air drum roll it. That hurts my arm. I shouldn't do that
Yeah, you probably
anymore.
shouldn't. Okay, we need a little clappy hands.
And go.
All right. We landed on Kyle Pate. C-frame, please.
Kyle Pat or Patty or Pate, P-A-T-E.
Yes.
Kyle, you are the winner of the C-frame guillotine tool. Follow the description to the letter. Oh, all right. So part 2 of the following the descriptions and the rules and the regs to the letter. We absolutely love. I'm going to preface everything else that's going to come after this, just so this way you know where I stand. We absolutely love young folks getting into the craft, and we want to support those young folks and old folks and any folks, period, as much as we can in the endeavors and the pursuit of blacksmithing. We want to do that. We love doing it. That's why we do these things. Okay? So, with that in mind, now listen to the rest of the part. And this is mainly for you young whippersnappers out there that are watching the channel and are commenting in the live. Don't take this the wrong way, but I'm going to dad voice you here for a moment. If you are under the age of 18 years old, you need to get with your parent, that's called a mommy or a daddy, or a parental guardian, that is a elder that is above 18 years of age that makes decisions on your behalf legally in order to claim your prize when we have age-restricted items. Not our rules, it's the world's rules. It's just the way it works. It's the legal system. I know, it sucks. But one day you'll get older and you'll have to abide by all of these things, or they're going to lead you off in cuffs somewhere because you sent something dangerous to a minor, right? So you just can't do that. So if you are commenting in the stream, might be good to think about getting with said parents, again, a mommy or a daddy, or a legal superior to you, and asking them if that is okay for you to be commenting and wanting to take and get a stream. Trying to win an item or a gift. I love the young interest in the craft. I love to support the young interest in the craft, but I have no time nor patience to deal with 12-year-olds trying to kind of work out a thing here. And then their parents don't want to vouch for them, and what am I supposed to do? Your parents don't want you watching me, or if your parents don't want you winning a free item to support your blacksmithing endeavors, there's literally nothing I can do about it. My hands are tied at that point. So please, in order to avoid all that and any debacles, please get your parents' approval. It's only fair to the rest of the community. So, there you go. Now you know. I know that I try to simplify that as much as I can. You would think it would be implied. It's not implied a lot of times. So we've had a few things like that where it's went down the path where somebody has commented, a kid, they won, and then it was like pulling teeth and nails to just get them the item. Like 6 months later, we can finally ship the item to you because you know. You keep trying to give us fake signatures and fake parents, and, you know, we're smarter than that. We've been through adolescence before. You're not fooling anybody. So please get your parents' approval. Oh. Chris Kelly, kids are saying least likable blacksmith.
Maybe so.
They just may. Actually, the people who do that are generally adults that should know better. But that's the way it works these days.
Rad Dad says, I'm 34 and I can't wait to start smithing. Just a difficult barrier to entry for me with all the upfront cost.
Rad Dad, totally understand. Get started with as cheap and simple as possible and see if you like it. Try it out. You know, go take a course with somebody. A lot of locales have blacksmithing groups you can get with, even if it's a couple-hour drive. And, you know, just give it a go. And I'm sure you can probably pick up a lot of that on the cheap. So, just have to be resourceful. What's up?
Gregory said, why did your parents sign for the Syncrayon for Smeller 49? Oh my goodness. That username is hilarious because our son, he actually likes stinking. Like he treats that like it's a superpower. So it scares everybody off.
He's weird. He's 9. What can you expect?
Carlos Create says, hey guys, God bless. How are you? I joined because I was out with my wife. Today's her birthday.
Just join.
Happy birthday.
Wife of Carlos Creates.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Rigid Ironworks says, what's the deal with the t-shirt?
Oh, a t-shirt. So backstory on that. I had a commenter that said that I had great content, but I am the least likable blacksmith on YouTube. And so this happened many months ago. And my good friend Thomas Goodymoot thought it was hilarious. And so he decided to make me a t-shirt that said exactly that. Roy, the least likable blacksmith on YouTube. So that's the reason behind the shirt. So
That is what it is.
I like pulling out shirts like this, especially whenever I'm doing Q&As or there's possibilities of rants.
Yeah.
I love wearing
Perfect
shirts
timing.
like this. It just helps break the mental tension. So you don't feel like I'm totally kicking you, giving you the beat down.
That's right.
So, yep.
111 people on here disagree.
Yep, 111 people disagree, that's for sure. Oh.
Sounds like you all have some good projects in the works. Tinker's
Oh, yeah?
Dam says, I'm getting ready to hunt down a water heater to build a forge from.
Very awesome, very awesome.
And Dylan Rose said his brother just picked up a new welder and he's going to weld himself a forge this weekend too.
Very cool, very cool. I've got quite a few videos on pieced together forges, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
There's
Sure
a
do.
ton of them out there. There's a ton of videos out there. A bunch of different ways of doing them.
Gas
so.
forge burners too. We have we have a really old video on that, but we also have a download that goes with it. It's like $4 and it walks you through step by step if you want to make your own forge burners too.
Yep.
Brittinghammer Forge, it's too hot to forge today. Not in Michigan, but
Not northern Michigan, it's not. So I think it's 68 right now. So
yeah.
not Celsius.
Yeah.
Fahrenheit.
Roy sustained an injury yesterday, so it just wouldn't
Yep.
be a good idea for him to forge for today's live stream.
Yep, exactly.
We are giving away a Mr. Volcano though. Carlos,
Yes.
And we will be giving one away soon, so stay tuned.
Yep, we will. So on that note, I'd like to take and address something with the Mr. Volcano gas forges while we're here. Might as well.
Sure.
So it's interesting when you post around the internet, and just generally, tooling in general. And I mean this in the most, I hope everybody takes it this way. I am trying to encourage all of you out there that are just getting started into this. So listen up real quick. And this is going to be kind of a word of caution to the guys that own every tool under the face of the sun. So whenever we post about our giveaway lives, like just here recently, posted about the giveaway live for the Mr. Volcano gas forge, the court of popular opinion comes in and people are like, they suck, they're not great, they're this, they're that, you should save your money, you should buy something. They're $88. Let that sink into your head. You, at home, right now, guarantee you cannot build that same quality of a forge for 88 bucks. Just not happening. It's not happening. It's economies of scale. We went over this before. But to a beginner and to somebody who doesn't have a lot of coin to get started in this craft, 88 bucks sure as hell sounds a lot better than $600 for a good premium professional quality forge. Mr. Volcano is not a good premium professional quality forge. It's just not. End of story. It's a kit. You got to smear some goop on it to seal in the fiber blanket, and you got to. It's a mess, and there's things around it that are a good learning curve for somebody who's just getting into it. So, are they the greatest forge ever? No, they are not. Are they the cheapest forge ever? No, they are not. They are currently the cheapest manufactured forge that you can buy today. Right now, that your money can buy. That I can vouch, halfway vouch, for the quality in them. I've went over many videos and I've talked about their ups and downs in quality. Okay? And again, your mileage will vary because at the end of the day, you're spending 88 bucks, not 880 bucks. You're spending $88. So, for you guys out there that are just getting started, it is perfectly okay for you to use subpar equipment. Subpar this, subpar that, not the jankiest looking hammer in the world, the jankiest looking anvil in the world. It is perfectly okay for you to get started on nothing but Harbor Freight garbage. It's perfectly okay for you to do that. And I'm telling you this because when you go into groups, you are opening yourself up. When you go into opening an online forums and you're subjecting yourself to popular opinion, you are going to get a ton of snobbery and bad information. Bad information. Because you got a guy who has 4 gas forges. You've got a guy who retired with, from engineering for the last, 97 years, right? And thinks he knows everything. You've got that guy. And he might be telling you the truth, that they're not that great of a forge. But they're a great forge for you because you're just getting started. You're just getting started. If you have the money, if you have the capital, right? A big severance check or something, or you got 20 grand to spend. Sure. Buy the premiumest quality tools and equipment that you can with the money that you have, right? And by the way, I saw the $10 super chat, and thank you all. Thank you very much for that. And Jessica will go back up and read that here in a second. Okay. Or do you want to read that now? And then I'll continue on.
Oh, sure. Ethel Ironworks says, any Christ-centered Ironworks brand flux coming on the giveaways?
Nope, but a sticker.
Stickers,
yes, a sticker pack, yes. So that is the first half of that. If you are just beginning, it is perfectly okay for you to use subpar equipment, the cheapest things you can find. It's okay. Once you get into it and you decide that you like it and you really want to take and invest more of your time into this great hobby and trade and craft and maybe even a profession someday, then like with anything else, you start upgrading your tools and equipment. Now here comes the second part. This one's going to be the word of caution for all you supposed great smiths out there that have all the tools in the world. Don't fool yourselves into thinking you know something about the craft of smithing, blacksmithing, just because you have a shiny new power hammer sitting in your shop. Just because you went out and you were able to buy the most expensive anvil that money can buy. I have seen a lot of really garbage smiths with fancy tools. And I've seen a lot of amazing smiths with really sucky tools. That's not what makes you a smith. Tools do not make you a great blacksmith. A blacksmith makes great tools. I've said it many different ways before. It's not the tools that make the smith, it's the smith that makes the tools. So for all of you aged and older fellas out there that are long seasoned in the tooth at your 5 years of blacksmithing experience and you've watched 405 episodes of Forged in Fire, so you most definitely know that you can comment on Facebook and tell a guy who's just getting into it that doesn't know the difference between a cross peen and a ball peen that his hopes and dreams have to come at the cost of $10,000, you're dead wrong. You're dead wrong. Point them to this video. Roy says you're dead wrong. And I'll put my medal against anyone out there smithing today. Alive. Test me. We'll have a competition. And I'll smoke you. I'll smoke you into the dirt. Because I've started right where the beginners are now. I started with a Harbor Freight anvil in my living room with a Harbor Freight hammer beating coat hangers out of my wood stove because we heated our house with a wood stove because I had blacksmithing in my heart and I just wanted to do it so bad. Right? Didn't I?
You did, yeah.
It was a problem. I burnt all sorts of holes in the linoleum, and Jessica's like, you got to get that out of the house. You can't be doing that. It's a rental. So I started exactly where people are starting right now, where my time and my money was so devoted elsewhere that I could only give the craft really what I had left, which wasn't a whole heck of a lot. And it's taken me a decade plus of hard work, a lot of luck, a lot of blessings from God, and, just a lot of hard work to get to where I'm at now, to where I can speak with authority, and I do say authority on the subject of blacksmithing, and where I have the tens of $1,000s of worth of blacksmithing equipment in my shop. If my whole shop were gone tomorrow, I probably have about 80 grand worth of blacksmithing tools at today's current prices. Does that make me a better smith? No. I've earned with blood, sweat, tear, and burns every last one of those tools. I have the achy joints and the arthritis to prove it. So that matters more in the smithing industry than the price or the cost of your tools. So be careful. This is a rant. This is a full-blown rant. Be careful, you seasoned smiths out there, how you engage with a new person that has just the song and the joy and the hope of being a blacksmith someday, who has, yes, a lowly Harbor Freight anvil. Stop telling them that it sucks. Stop it. Tell them it's not the greatest quality anvil in the world, and we look forward to when you can upgrade better. That's it. At the end of the day, if you actually know what you're doing as a professional and you are not a baby man, a grown man child, you should be able to take and explain that out to somebody and walk them through the steps of becoming a better smith. If someone says, hey, look, I made a thing, stop bashing them about their post vise in the back of their picture. You're not helpful. In fact, you shouldn't be given a voice on an educational platform. That's a fact. They didn't ask for your opinion about their vise and how it was mounted. They said that, hey, I made a great thing. I'm excited. That's why I left Facebook in the first place. I'm only on Facebook in spirit these days. When I post something on Instagram, it shows up on Facebook. That's how much involvement I have in Facebook. And there's a few select groups that I will occasionally, like once every 6 months, drop a comment on something. But I got off Facebook because a very prominent place had a problem with a guy's shirt he got for Christmas. Not that bad. Wasn't that bad of a shirt. He was just proud that he got a shirt for Christmas. That said, as iron sharpens iron, and it had a Bible verse on it. And some atheist blacksmiths took offense to that, and so they deleted the guy's post. Complete noob. What did that have to do with anything? Didn't have anything to do with anything at all. There's snobbery out there, and if you see somebody who's supposedly old and seasoned, and they're going whole hams on a guy in the comment section, you're looking at a moron. Roy calls them a moron. You can comment that to them. Roy at Christ Center Ironworks called you a moron. The way you are acting, Roy at Christ Center Ironworks would consider you to be a moron. And that's perfectly fine. Tell him I sent you. Ran over. How'd the comment section go?
Oh, it's hilarious. I'll have to go back and read it.
I zoned out there for a minute. So
yeah.
Again, I get on these rants from time to time because I love the craft and I'm very passionate about the craft. I hate seeing, I don't know what I would have done if I would have tried to start blacksmithing today. It's such a vile, it's so much more toxic than it was when I got started in it. There's so much more there's probably just more accessibility to toxicity than when I got started in it. When I got started in it, there wasn't a Facebook. There wasn't a Facebook group to be a part of. You had to know somebody that was smithing or knew somebody who had a club that was smithing for you to get started in it. When you Googled, which is like new, when you go on the internets, the interwebs, and punch in coal, you wouldn't find anything. Or blacksmithing tools, you wouldn't find anything. I'm from the old days when blacksmith clubs didn't even have a web presence.
Yeah, I remember we got on Craigslist to get your first gold glove anvils.
Yeah, we had to get on Craigslist
Yeah.
to get anything. She got on Craigslist. I still had a bloody flip phone that had like three megabytes of memory. It had her phone number, my phone number, And when the boss was calling, the works phone number in it. I had 3 phone numbers.
The simple days.
Yes, the simple days, right? But I'm from that old school mentality where you got in and I was ushered in with open arms. Like, oh, there's another person who he wants to get into smithing. Hey, Bob, come over here. This boy here wants to get into smithing. That's the way blacksmithing should be, and that's the way it should return. Not all this other nonsense online. It should be an open arms sort of thing, because that's how I was ushered into the craft. And that's what got me started in it. I don't think I would be doing this right now if I had to listen to a whole bunch of bozos bag on me about my shop, my hairstyle, my shirt, my whatever, just because I got online and asked a simple question. Where do I find coal? Right? So, if you don't want that to be you, watch how you're interacting and engaging with other people on the internet. There you go. That's an end of a rant.
That was.
I'm staring at
Gregory
you.
says, Roy just hipstered us, y'all.
Hipstered? What's a hipster?
Hipstered.
What's hipstered?
When I was doing this.
Yeah. That's what it is, yeah. I've been at it a long time. I know I'm still a young man yet, but I have been at it a long time. This upcoming year marks 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Long time. Not that long, but I remember seeing guys at demonstrations when I hadn't had barely, a year and a half experience in it, and talking about that they had 15 years in it. And some of those guys are now, again, in some of these groups, now having 30 plus years of experience in it. So it's kind of crazy, I'm like, oh man, I wonder if I'll ever get to be in 15 years in this craft. Or 30 years even,
Mm-hmm.
And here I am. Time flies.
It does fly.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Matthew says, yeah, he's been hesitant to post because of the comments.
Yeah. So there's time to post your stuff and other times not, right? Like, so if you're making really basic rudimentary ironwork, you shouldn't be trying to take and get fame, fortune, or other people's opinions on it, unless you're really ready for a good head kicking and a big slap to your pride, because that's the way the internet is right now and nowadays. So, be proud of your first things that you've made. If you feel like sharing them, share them with family. Do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to look for improvement versus approval, if you're looking for improvement, share them with people who actually know what they're doing and talking about. It's not that hard to figure out who knows what they're talking about and knows what they're doing online, and who's just a big loudmouth with zero experience. You'll see them. Just go into a group and watch for a little bit before you post and see if it's really your scene or not. If you can't just take the heat right off the bat, because the toxicity is real and it's out there. And oh man, I get a bunch of it on YouTube. Woo-wee, I get a whole bunch. So
let's see here. Zach H, can you explain hot bluing steel and timber tools?
all right, that's way back, huh?
Oh, not too far.
Or is it back, huh?
Right there.
So hot bluing steel. I can't really explain a whole lot on the bluing process. Generally, bluing is referring to basically a chemical process that is taking place. Now, that can, like cold bluing, you're basically forcing an oxide patina, or just an oxide, they call it a patina, but you're basically forcing a layer of oxide onto a material. So you're trying to get the material to degrade to a degree on the surface, right? Create a level of surface rust. And that surface rust protects further degradation of the material, generally speaking, as long as it's protected and it's oiled in some way or fashion, it doesn't rust any further unless you scratch it or otherwise do something like that. That's kind of like your cold bluing for weapons. Now there's a whole bunch of chemical processes, and I have no clue how they do every part of it, okay? I just have a base knowledge of it. As far as tempering or temper colors, as far as that goes for bluing, when you heat something up to the point that it turns blue, that's right around that 550 to 650 degree temperature range. It depends on your shop lighting, and it depends on the type of material you're working with. It will turn that part blue. It'll turn blue. And if you get it up to that range, you can turn a whole entire thing blue. What is that? That is the material heating up and gaining oxidization on your part or whatever it is. So if you keep going higher than that, then it goes up into about that, it'll run past, it'll go back to a gray color, and that gray will then shift to a black color or black heat at about 1,000 degrees, and then at 1,000 degrees and up, and then it starts getting into a very dull red, where if all the lights were off in your shop, you would see a slight glowing red color to the material. And then if you go higher than that, then you start getting into the cherry reds and so on and so forth. So that is a simple explanation of that process. As far as hot bluing something, generally, great guy to look at for that is Click Spring. He shows a process where he actually hot blues some pieces. Basically, is using heat to bring some little pieces, little screws and stuff for his Antikythera mechanism. He's bluing these pieces, so that would be worth checking out. Mm-hmm. And we only got one bar left on our camera. Yeah, so I wonder how that'll work. I wonder if we can swap the battery and come back. If it does bleep that one out and we just go to the regular. I mean, our audio will still be live. Yeah. Even if they don't have our video. Yeah, our audio will still be live. Still be able to hear us. Yeah. Question from Balak I wanted to read. Go ahead. I want to start, but like a lot of people, funding is the issue. I am also pushing 40, and I don't know if it's too late for me to start. Balak, great question. Too late to start. I know smiths who are 70 plus years old. Some are even 80. Just getting started in the smithing. You can start into the craft of smithing really at any time and almost at any age. On the young side of things, you need to be able to have enough physical strength to pick up a hammer and bring that hammer down upon a piece of steel and get it to move to some degree, right? Mm-hmm. So you got to be able to do that and have enough wherewithal, enough responsibility. If you're a kid, you need to be responsible for yourself enough to know the dangers that are at hand, right? And be responsible around hot material. If you're older, the older you are, which you should already know, you have got to remember that this craft is a very physical craft. So you have to pace yourself. You just have to pace yourself. Don't get in there and thinking that you need to put in 8, 10, and 12-hour days and 90-degree heat and full sun in your parking lot. You're going to stroke out. Don't do that. Okay? Mm-hmm. It takes time to build up a tolerance to not only the heat, but to the physical exertion that your body goes under with hammering on material. So it's never too late. You just have to be realistic about your expectations of the craft and your goals. That's all it is. There's a lot of labor-saving devices out there. Not saying that you have to jump right up to those. It's my suggestion that everybody works with a hand hammer for at least a couple years first and get accustomed to all the basic forging fundamentals and practices before you move into powered equipment. But then once you get going with that, then move into powered equipment if that makes your life a little bit easier. But just remember, it's like a workout. Some guys can work out all day. Those are bodybuilders, right? They're gym rats. They stay in the gym all the time, more than they're ever home. Well, yeah, they can do a zillion pull-ups and push-ups, right? You can't. You can't go from eating sloppy tacos and then try to go run into the gym, you know what I mean, and go do some, go bench 1,000 pounds. That's not going to happen. right? Especially if you got a dad bod like this glorious figure here. That's not going to happen. So know to take and pace yourself, and it just takes time to do that. So at 40, no, you're never too old. I am 34 this year. 34 this year. And yeah, I'm still doing it. And I plan on doing it I plan on doing it till I'm dead. Yeah, and someone rolls me into that great oven. that great forge, the ultimate forge is where Roy is going to be going. So, that's, again, just, it's never too old to start.
By the way, shout out to Rachel. Have a happy birthday on Monday. There's been a couple of questions around finishes for steel, so I'll just address that kind of as a general thing because they were coming from different types. Give a couple of things that you can finish metal with, so like a finishing.
I will. I want to. Tim O'Connor, yes, a year. Oh my, I must like something here. You must, Tim O'Connor. Thank you for being a channel member for that long. That's awesome. 15 months. Everybody give Tim O'Connor a round of applause. That's awesome. Okay, so finishing steel, finishing copper, finishing all these different things. There are a zillion products out there that you can take and use. I don't get real heavily in chemical. I do not get real heavy into chemical patinas of any sort, mainly just because I've never liked having chemicals, like really heavy chemicals around my kids. They're in and out sometimes in the shop, and I would just hate for something to spill on them and burn them in some way or do something like that. So I've never been real big on chemical finishing for patinas. That being said, the natural finishes for patinas or things to finish, I'll give a quick summary of that. A good finish for anything kitchen related is like seasoning cast iron. So a cooking oil that is healthy for you. Obviously, if you're allergic to coconuts, don't use coconut oil, right? If you're allergic to peanuts or giving it to somebody who's allergic to peanuts, don't use peanut oil to take and finish or burnish the surface. When you're doing that, you're basically burning a small layer mixed with your oxides, the oxidizations in the material. You're burnishing in a small layer of oil, and that oil protects the material. It repels water, basically, at the end of the day. When it comes to tools, I like using, I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, I like using a used motor oil. It puts on the hardest, blackest, weather-resistant finish I have ever had on any of my tools. So generally, I have an outdoor workspace, and they haven't had any problems yet. If they sit for like a year and a half, then they'll rust. But if you're using them, they never rust after you do an oil finish with a bit of used motor oil. That is not healthy. I'm not recommending or advocating for it. It's just what I use. You could use peanut oil. You could use all sorts of different oils to do a blackened finish. That's basic. The next finish to that is a beeswax finish. That's a traditional finish. Something I've noticed with beeswax finishes is you go on light, it doesn't do much. You have to go on in layers. You have to kind of put a little bit on layers and keep smoking it off if you want to develop a really nice dark black finish. But those are the main finishes that I use. Beyond that, all of my artistic work that you've ever seen out there has always been done with paint for the most part. Like clear coat. You cannot get by without clear coat being part of your vocabulary when it's ironwork. If it's going to be outside, you better learn how to have some paint skills or have somebody who knows powder coating. It's the subject as old as time. So that would be my suggestion. One thing on paint, not all paint is the same. So I'm trying to roll through these fairly quickly. Not all paint's the same. If you use a gloss, like a clear gloss finish, so it's got a really sheeny surface, that is better at holding up against the elements than a matte finish. A matte finish is porous. That's why it's a matte finish. It has some pores in there, and your material will rust outside. So don't use matte finishes on things that are going to be outdoors. They will rust. They will start getting little little specks of rust all over the place, and they'll continue to rust until basically that finish is gone. So use clear gloss for things that are outside. Don't use matte or flat finishes. They're too porous for outdoor work. Use that type stuff for indoors. So,
Yeah.
there you go.
And Eric, yeah, on copper you'll want to use the clear gloss spray paint, like a Rust-Oleum. Same thing.
Yep. And boiled linseed oil finishes, burned on, any oil burned on finish, they're all the same. Same thing with your waxes, whether you use beeswax, paraffin wax, or any other type of candle wax. That doesn't really matter. Candle wax is paraffin wax. It's just made into a candle. You can use any of those, and that'll work out well for you. You just follow the regular finish guidelines there.
Robert Lannis, thank you for the $10 super chat. He says, for the record, I don't agree with the shirts.
Thank you, Robert Lannis. Greatly appreciate that. God bless you, sir.
Captain Jack Sparrow. Hello, I'm late today. Will there be any forging during this stream?
No, there is no forging during this stream. I had an injury on a roof here recently. And basically what I did is I got a deep puncture wound from a bit of steel. I was working with steel roofing, and I sheared off this one piece and went to throw off the end cut piece of scrap from the roof, and it kind of snagged on a tree, and without thinking I pulled it back out of the tree, and when I did, I just shoved it right down into my arm, right down into my muscle right here. You can see that big area there where it bled under the skin, but I bled like a stuck pig. I mean, I bled everywhere. So I probably lost a quart. Well, it was bad. It was like a horror film, basically. But yeah, so soaked out a few paper towels on that one.
Mm-hmm, you're right.
And lost a Band-Aid out of the whole deal. So yeah, because of that, it ended up making my arm and my tendons in my arm very, very sore. And of course, this was my metal snip hand, so I was using it this whole time too, as well. And so my hand's just, it's done. It's roasted for right now. So I have to wait. We're on $1 on the battery.
Yes,
so
we probably ought to move on to some more giveaways. Huh?
Yeah, we should do some though. Thank you everybody for the prayers for safe recovery and things like that. It's good. I should be able to do that. Yes, Gregory Littleton. Yes, my tetanus shots are up to date. I was in the doctor's
last year.
What was it like?
It was last year.
Was it last year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was in the doctor's like last year, and yeah, she's like, so when was your last tetanus shot? You know, it was just a general checkup. I was like, 14 years ago? I don't know. And she's like, and you do what? I'm like, yeah, I get cut and burned all the time. It's not a big deal. She's like, oh no, you've just been lucky. And so, yeah, so she like double dosed me with tetanus shots. So, yeah. Yep, Robert Shell, roofs just ain't fun. Yeah, that's right. I was getting a little too speedy with it, and I paid the price. You know, I was trying to throw something off, and it kind of bounced back, and I kind of just grabbed it to try to yank it away, and of course my arm was in the way, and that was bad. But not to weird anybody out, but it went in that deep, like hold over my black shirt.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it went in like an inch, like a solid inch deep, because it was just a little, like a little curly Q thing, a little curly Q wisp of steel. If anybody knows what a meat hook is, anybody who's been in that in tin knocking or sheet metal trade, you know what a meat hook is. And it was basically just a really long meat hook on the end of this steel that I just finished cutting off, and yeah, right in. So it makes Jessica squirmish. So
I'm glad I wasn't there, Thomas.
Yep.
Leaking some transmission fluid, yeah.
If Jessica was there, she would have passed out and rolled off the rooftop. We would have had bigger problems.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So, Jessica, when I got back, it was a fun thing. Jessica, when I got back home, I was telling her about it and everything. She's like, oh, did you wash it out? I'm like, no, we're good. I bled enough for 3 men. It's well flushed out. There's nothing inside that wound anymore. So, yeah, it's been a while since I bled that good.
Yep.
Yeah, Gregory Littleton. It was getting revenge for all of its family.
Yeah.
I beat into submission. That's funny.
All right. What
All
do
right.
we wanna, what do we want to give away now?
Well, let's go over and we'll give one more thing away.
Okay.
And then we will do the gas forge giveaway. How does that sound?
Sounds great.
Sound like a plan?
Yes.
Good. Okay. Let's see here. You know, I feel like, you know, we were talking about finishes. Let's go with a kitchen utensil.
Kitchen
Let's
utensil?
go with one
Okay.
of our kitchen utensils. Yeah.
Sounds great.
All right. So over at our website, blacksmithingblanks.com, for any of those who don't know, we sell kits of all kinds and all sorts of plasma cut blanks for blacksmiths to get started. And so we're going to give away a spatula and ladle kit. And we're going to do the easiest ever spatula and ladle kit, which is basically, it's a full body thing. It includes the handle and the deal. It's a quick, I would say maybe 20-30 minute project to make up both the spatula and ladle with fairly simple tools. So we're going to give away one of these kits. And can you show the finished result?
Sure can.
There you go. There is my finished attempt. Again, I was just trying to go for the simple and quick. I did like a simple little wooden handle texture to it, and called it good. So these are real great if you're giving away, you know, if you're in a bind and you need to come up with a wedding present fast, or an anniversary gift that you forgot, or something like that. It's great to have some blanks as tools in your arsenal, you know, to be able to form and forge really quickly and rapidly. So that's kind of what these are. So we're going to go ahead and give one of these away now to some random person in the comment section. Go back to the main cam. Anvil cam. Woohoo! So basically, anybody has to take and just comment something. You can comment something around the kitchen, spatula blanks, ladle blanks, whatever you want to do there. And we're going to draw one random name from the commenters here on the stream. And we will draw for it. How's that sound, hun?
Sounds good.
Sounds pretty good. Awesome, awesome, possum.
You guys really do come up with some hilarious comments.
I wish my reading skills were fast enough to read them all. I can't. They're great. All right, we ready?
We are.
All right, is everybody ready for the air drum rollers? I'm gonna try to do it. I'm gonna just do it. It'll
do
look
this.
weird. It'll look weird with one finger.
Say, just pat your
Here,
leg.
I'm just gonna. This one's gonna go at a different rate. Okay. There, air drumming. I'm tapping the cymbal up there. There you go.
Okay.
Ting 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 ting. All right, drum roll, please. Everybody's air drum rolling. Hopefully, let's see it and go. Who we got?
Matthew Barrick with kitchen blanks.
Matthew Barrick, congratulations. You are the winner with the kitchen blanks comment. So get with us through the contact email in the description. Follow it through.
Ta-da.
All of the rules.
Say here.
And we'll
I think
get
I
that shipped out to you.
Finish my drink, so I'll
Yeah.
let you, if you want to tap that
Yeah,
next
well, I'm
time.
afraid it'll upset the computer.
Oh. It might. Don't think it would.
Anyway, so congratulations. Congratulations, Matthew Barrick. Get with us through the contact email.
Should I grab out the flex sticker?
Huh?
Should I grab one out of the cabinet there?
Well, you've got the year of the forge.
I do. I just don't have the flex one. But
Oh, you don't have
yeah.
the flex one? Do you want to go grab it?
Yes, I got
Sure,
one.
go and grab it real quick.
Okay.
Oh no. All right, she's going to go grab the flux sticker, and we're going to give away a couple little sticker packs real quick. We're going to do that. And just in case, we're going to get all the giveaway stuff out the way here, just in case the camera dies all of a sudden. So we're down to one tick left on that camera. We can always switch over to the main cam, which is, you'll see how the quality difference, won't they, honey?
Yes.
They will see the quality difference real quick, what a webcam looks like versus a really good camera. So, all right, let me see it. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so we're going to go ahead and give away some sticker packs. Everybody hopefully can see that just fine. So we'll be giving away not only the coveted Year of the Forge sticker from Dana Maggiore, thank you, sir, but we will also be giving away the Christ Center Ironworks Blacksmithing Flux. And it says at the bottom of it, caution may cause excessive irritation to Roy Adams. So for all of those you don't know, that's an inside joke on this channel because I don't use a lot of flux during forge welding. Nothing against flux users, just you do it too much. That's all I'm saying.
Don't overflux it.
So
Think sprinkles on
all
a
right.
cupcake.
yeah. Think sprinkles on a cupcake. It
Not the
just
icing.
takes a little to do a lot. All right, so we're going to go ahead and draw one name at random for a sticker pack. By the way, this conveniently slaps right onto the front of a 20 Mule Team borax box. So
Yes, it does.
if you're looking for a container to slap this on, you can put it on a 20 Mule Team borax box. So, all right, we ready?
Yes, we are.
All right, so we're going to draw one person at random in 3, 2, 1. Drum roll, drum roll. Ah, two. Who we got?
Dabaka with Sticker Me Sticky.
Dabaka Maker, Sticker Me Sticky. You got it, sir. You know what to do. Contact email, description. All right, let's draw another one. Ready?
Okay.
All right, guys, it's not over yet. You have to hit the down arrow for it to catch up,
Okay.
I think.
There we go.
All right, we ready?
Yep.
So we're going to give away another one. All right? And ding, whatever. Ringing the anvil with
Don't
fists.
overdo it.
A fury. I'm trying not to overdo it. It's getting sore by the moment. Okay, and stop. Who do we got?
Let's see. We have possum sausage with supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilistic.
He did that on purpose.
did. That's a
Possum
mouthful.
sausage, congratulations. You are a winner of a sticker pack there. Congrats. All right, one more.
One more. Okay.
One more sticker pack. We're going to give away one more sticker pack. Ready?
Alrighty.
And then we're going to get on to the big one.
Okay. The big one.
The big one.
It's next.
The huge one. The big one. All right, we're ready. Who do we have? Jessica, now.
Heath French. Sticker me, please.
Heath French, congratulations. You won some stickers, good sir. Get with us. Contact email in the description. Boom, boom, boom.
That's right. We make our own sound effects here.
Yes, Roy's a man of many talents. Yes. Tim O'Connor. Mr. Volcano makes steel yellow. He's getting started.
He is. He's kind of warmed up. He's figuring out his comment.
Now it's going to take and shift to Forge Me, isn't it?
It is. It is. I should probably-
Okay, so now for the Year of the Forge. Look at that great graphic created by my daughter right there. It's such a beautiful graphic. See there. Anyways, on that Forge sticker. I like that. Really well done. So we are going to be giving away now a Mr. Volcano Gas Forge. Now this is in conjunction with our Year of series that we're doing currently on YouTube. Who knows what next year will be, but right now we're doing the Year of the Forge. We had the Year of the Anvil. We had the Year of the Swedge Block with Holland Anvil, which was awesome and amazing to have that partnership. And now we are doing Year of the Forge by buying and giving away 12 Mr. Volcano Gas Forges over the course of this year. And I think this is number 7, right?
That's correct. It is.
Wow, number 7. So go ahead and throw your comment in the comment section, and we're going to draw, again, one random name in the comment section to win the Mr. Volcano Gas Forge. Mm-hmm. We ready?
We are ready. Oh, let me repeat again. This is open to the U.S., also to Canada, UK, and Australia.
Yep. That's where we can ship it to right now. And it's expensive. Trust me. So anybody who wants to do super chats, we greatly appreciate it. Or better yet, buy blanks. Buy a lot of blanks.
Buy some land.
It helps. It all helps.
Where's Thomas when you need him? We need his audio. We need to record his audio. Blacksmithingblanks.com.
.com. All right, ready? And I'm going to air drum roll again. This is the last one because my arm hurts. Ah! Forge! We won Forge. Least likable blacksmith on the internet gives away forges. Just remember that. Who do we have?
We have John Henry with Mr. Volcano Me.
John Henry, congratulations. You are this month's winner of a Mr. Volcano Gas Forge single burner. Good, sir. Just remember where you got it from. The least likable blacksmith on YouTube. His name's Roy. Roy.
Did Thomas do that so they wouldn't forget your name, or
Yes.
so you could never pass that shirt on to somebody else?
Yeah, that way I could never pass it on to anybody else.
Forever
So,
yours.
anyways, congratulations. Who won it again?
John Henry.
John Henry. Congratulations. You are the winner of the Mr. Volcano Gas Forge for this month. Anybody who's sad, before you're super sad about it, there will be more opportunities to win more gas forges.
That's right.
We're at number 7. So that means we have 5 more to give this year. Plus, maybe who knows what'll happen during our great Blacksmith Christmas giveaway live stream.
Is a Blacksmith extravaganza.
Yeah, yeah. So, see, what I'm doing is I'm buying people's love.
That's not what you're doing.
I'm trying to change this shirt from being a 0 to a hero.
Yeah, there you
Right?
go.
That's what we're trying to do. What's a little bribery amongst friends, eh? Oh. All right, now Jessica's going to type everybody's names who won in the thing. And our camera's about to die, Jess. We're about to lose it.
Oh,
We're
no.
about to lose it. You guys will hear our voice, and I'm going to see if I can't swap the battery and come back to you.
I don't know if it'll hot swap or not.
Well, it won't hot swap, but I can throw something in there. It's freaking out, man. It's like I'm going to die on you, Roy. I gave it my all. Like 3 hours worth. Pretty darn good off one singular battery.
Yeah, well, that's
Doing
pretty good.
good.
Make sure I got everybody on there.
Yeah, you'll have to go. You'll have to go to the main cam.
Yeah.
Where's the anvil cam? All right, you got everybody?
Yep.
Good. So congratulations to all the winners. Oh, for unlikable shipping. Leland Hawk, thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Greatly appreciate that. I do want to take and spend a moment, as I do, because it's important to me that you all know that it happens. Tim O'Connor, thank you so much for that. Balik, you're great. Thank you. I do like to take and mention about our website, and we'll go over to our website, Jess, real quick.
All right.
If you just pop on over there to our website there. So something I've been doing that's new here recently, many of you already know about it, some of you don't. I go to the tooling section. I have been offering something for a while now. I do have a bunch, I do have some of these kits. I wouldn't say a bunch. We do have some of these kits still available, but you're going to be seeing this little beauty right here, this treadle hammer kit with the treadle hammer kit with the air assist being used quite frequently in videos here going forward. Why? Because I love the little booger that much. And it's not just a sales and marketing tool, which it is. It's a sales and marketing tool, but I have planted a post for it to permanently hang on, and it's going to be a permanent feature in my shop, so get used to it. It is a lot of fun to use. It's the quietest power hammer I've ever had to date. So it is like
very quiet.
It is literally the quietest treadle air powered power hammer I've ever had. So I'm super happy, super excited with the build so far on it. I'm working on some other things to possibly turn it into a cycling situation where it auto cycles with, so all you gotta do is hold down the foot pedal and then it cycles and hammers for you, just for those really long drawing out procedures, and that will be an add-on thing that somebody can buy in the future. But with all of my blanks and all of the stuff that I offer over at our website, blacksmithingblanks.com, again, you can check the link down in the description down below for that. All of them, I'm trying to offer very cheap items, very cheap tools, very cheap blanks that people can get started into this craft and even make money at it. So that is kind of the goal and the endeavor with that. I haven't been able to take and do some of my designs just because I never had the tool to do it before, but I did get a CNC bed 2 years ago now, right?
Yep.
We've been doing it for 2 years now, and this allows me to help other people out with really cool blanks that I definitely wanted all this time, but never had the opportunity to get because, well, things were fairly narrow field of people that were actually selling anything. So if you go over to the website, we have, 100 plus blanks now?
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, we have skillet blanks and kits. You can go over the kitchen stuff.
Yeah, go there too.
Right.
Hooks.
You know,
we
hooks.
Have loads of hooks.
Yeah, we have varieties of hooks. And for those of you who don't know, I actually have Thomas Goodymoot. He has been helping me in the shop. So he is like my right-hand man right now. And you can thank him a lot for the additional expediting of this process to be able to offer a lot of these hook blanks and stuff like that. He's been putting in some time, definitely, production cutting a lot of stuff. And our shipping is the fastest shipping, just like the fastest gun in the West. We are the fastest shipping, period, in the United States of America. I can guarantee that. I can guarantee that. Most stuff we ship same day. If not same day, it's next business day, generally speaking. There's a few occasions where we have, we might have a custom thing that we have to do, and or if the product isn't in stock, it might have a longer lead time. But in general, even if it says it's a week out, we try to take and get it out as soon as humanly possible, because who likes to wait on items to show up? So, at their doorstep. Talk to them for a second, Jess, while I replace this battery.
All right. As let's see, this is the part where Roy passes the show off to me. And he says,
"The Joe.
Phil, I get the Joe."
She gets the Joe.
I do. Where's it at? Let's see. Here as of lately, I have been working on a couple of different things out in the shop. You may have seen a recent video I did that just came out where I was working on several things. One of the things I was using was a laser engraver, and sorry, I'm getting distracted here. That did not work. Anyhow, I laser engraved a apron for Thomas per his request, and that was in my recent A Day in the Life of a Blacksmith's Wife. We also did, you'll see a couple of other just kind of like little random things I threw in there. We were working on some math lessons with my kids, and some paint poured rocks. Got those finished in. And so this summer has just really been super busy, and I had a ton of goals for this summer. I was hoping to get a ton of stuff done. I made good progress, but just didn't complete everything I was hoping to, with the barn project being underway and just a lot going on. Now, we were very fortunate this summer to be able to stay home here in Michigan and do stuff around here. It's been primarily work, but we've been able to do a little bit of playing around here and there as well. We've done some camping, just a tiny bit. We tend to actually like to go during the off season because we do have a lot of tourism up in this area, and so people come up to Michigan to enjoy our nice, 70 to 80 degree days here. And even in the midsummer like it is right now, for the most part we don't really get that much above 85, and so we haven't been out that much to do much sightseeing anyway, as you'd say. But anyway, Roy's back, and we're going to test it out and see. Oh, you need the mic. Let's see if this camera works here. It works. Look at that.
Boom. It's like we never left.
Yes. Barn goats. Oh, barn goals. Yeah. It was a big undertaking, and although I didn't actually help hang any of the metal, I did paintings. So
Yeah.
I helped in some ways.
Just for fun, you should show them the main cam.
Oh, yeah.
This is the eyes through the potato.
That's why I switched to it for a minute, and it distracted me because I'm like, oh no, it's not working.
Yeah, look how bad that is. That's like a freeze frame of how bad that quality is. Now let's go back to the real camera.
Ta-da!
Oh yeah, that's quality.
Yes.
That's quality, ladies and gentlemen. So.
Dabaka, the Jeep is still sitting in the driveway, but I think he told you in one of the previous live streams, he found the problem, so it starts now, but it does have a locked up tire, so one tire just spins and digs down into the dirt.
No, I got the tire fixed too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Okay,
I got the brake fixed on it. Yes, it has a whole host of other issues that is all waiting and for my attention. Now that the barn's out of the way, and I might get to it after the first of the year. We'll see.
Yeah.
I've got 1.5 billion things to do, so.
Yeah, it's kind of, I like to say we're in the home stretch right now, this time period that we're in, it being the tail end of summer.
Yeah.
Going into fall, that's going to be a very busy time for us. It feels like we're going to spend more time out of state than in state. Because besides the conferences, we also have some other personal traveling that we're going to be doing, so.
You're fuzzy now. Oh, that's just Roy. That's funny.
That was an antique picture. Yeah, that's how bad that webcam is.
Yeah. E4 Mapia? Say, do you guys grow much of your own food? Haven't been here for many live streams. We used to grow basically almost all of our own food. But since doing the forging business and trying to keep up with that full time, we are terrible gardeners. So we actually used to have a 2-acre produce garden way back in the day, long before all the internet stuff and interwebs and keeping up with social media and building the business out hardcore like what we've went after with gazelle intensity for the last decade plus. So so we don't we have our own
terrible.
Garden, so.
The garden's growing and it looks nice.
No, the garden's
but
great,
it's
but
not large.
Yeah, we're not homesteaders or something like that where we've got all of our time and energy is put into raising food sources, right? That's not our.
We do apple cider in the fall. I have planted some squash, zucchini, tomatoes, a cucumber plant, a couple of pepper plants, 2 cabbages that are doing really well, some potatoes, and then some onions, but
Todd, good.
Small.
Good night. Oh, good to have you here. All right. Good life lesson for school, Tim O'Connor. Yep, could be. Lots of good stuff, so.
Oh, they have dead batteries too.
Daniel Crawford, be careful.
They only last that, 2
Pop a new one in,
roughly.
like Roy did.
Get the charger stat.
Well, thank you. Thank you, everyone. If anybody does have to leave or go, we get it. It's getting late and stuff like that. Thank you for being here with us, and thank you for joining us during the live stream anyhow. We do greatly appreciate everybody on that for the giveaways. So let's wind down. Let's wind down the live stream a little bit. Jessica does have a poem. She has a poem to take and finish it off with, and we'll get to that in a second. I just want to take and talk a little bit about the channel, where we're going, what you can kind of expect if you want to hit that subscribe button and join us in the future. So right now it's still the plans on continuing on with doing these live streams every single month. We got it locked on the calendar. Like I said, Jesus better come back or I'll be dead unless, when I set something on the calendar, I generally stick right straight to it unless something else happens and outside of my control completely. So we've got these scheduled out on our calendar, kind of roughly. One a month is what we're doing right now. We're doing one live stream a month. We found that that's the best for us right now for this year. For the entirety of this year. This summer got way busier than I anticipated. I'm actually way behind the 8 ball when it comes to other things I need to be getting done this summer. So yeah, we're going to keep at one live stream a month, unfortunately. We usually like to do them every other Friday night, but in this case, you're just going to have to be subscribed to the channel and, follow us over on Instagram or Facebook. Again, it copies over there. Follow us, and there'll be posts, when we are going to go live at some point in time in the future. So be sure to do that. As far as the upcoming stuff, we have a lot of running to do. We have her brother's wedding all the way clear out in Tulsa, Oklahoma that we're going to be doing. That's gonna be a long trip, family trip. About the time I get back from that, I'm turning right back around a week later, and I'll be going to a conference, and then coming back from that conference, I'll be doing another conference, And so I'll be gone for like 2 weeks, and I'll be home, and then it's like, yeah. And that'll put me almost right up to the Christmas giveaway live stream. So, yeah, very busy. No extra time to do a ton of these live streams above and beyond just one a month. So that's what we're going to be keeping it with going forward. Like I said, expect in the shop to not see light cracks anymore. It's fun. Actually, there's this video I'm working on right now. It's on a very decorative French Baroque door knocker that I'm going to be super excited to share here in the next month or so with the YouTube community. There'll be a video, and I started the project before I started putting sheet steel on the barn and on the shop, and now all the shop steel is done, and I'm going to be finishing the project after all that's done. So in the video, it'll be fun to see if you guys can spot that transition away from that. No, I'm not just shooting it at night. No, it was shot during the day. It'll have a different look and a feel to it. So, you know, unavoidable, you know, transitions in life there. So it's going to be a lot of fun, you know, that way. Robert Shell, member for 22 months. Woo! That's a big one. Thanks for everything y'all do. Safe traveling. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being a Bella's boy and a channel member. Greatly appreciate you there. So yeah, that's all pretty exciting. I'm working on an auto cycle upgrade for the treadle hammer kit. That's kind of consumed. I won't get any other big designs out this year. That'll be next year. Just because I'm just ate up with time right now. I can't afford to do anything else other than I gotta put my shoulder to the plow, so to speak, and really work on things in the shop. I have been lacking and slacking because of the barn in putting out YouTube content, or at least what I feel is lacking and slacking. So, you know, I usually like to do about 3 videos a week. Well, I didn't come nowhere near that in the last month plus. Now, so I'm hoping to get up enough new content to interest everybody out there, and I hope you'll follow and watch those videos coming along. I have one. It's forging a pipe rose. Again, a French Baroque door knocker, a very fancy French Baroque door knocker. I will also have some other things I want to share because as I prep for class for these really ornate wall hooks, I'll have some things I want to share about that. And who knows, maybe a couple Roy Rants and a few other videos in there too as well. I hope there'll be something in there for anybody to like and enjoy. That all being said, also, let me know, DM me, private message, whatever, what your thoughts are. I'm going to do a community post. I'll do a community poll. But I'm actually thinking about possibly starting a secondary YouTube channel. And when people do that, sometimes people fall off from their main channel. But what I want to do is I want to create some separation of where I want to go creatively with the channel and what people have already been used to and accustomed to in the past. I would like to keep Christ-centered Ironworks as is. The way it is now, Roy's opinions the way they are now, the rants, the everything that you guys know, some of you hate me and love me for, I would like to keep all of that the same. But there are things that I want to do to share more about some of my reflection points of the things I've learned as a smith and incorporate that into some travel vlogging and some other stuff and forging items from those vlogs. So to give you kind of just a general principle outline, a real simple one would be like there's a place here in Michigan where I can actually go and get copper ore. And so I could get the raw ore of copper and make something from it. But part of that, like, it's not going to be just a how-to, like, hey, take a piece of copper, you whack on it here, you forge it there, you fold it there, boom, you have an item. It won't be a step-by-step thing. It will be more of like a travel vlog. We're going to this location, we're collecting this kind of item, we're going to forge this thing from it, right? It's going to be more of a story, like a journey. That's what I want to do with a potential secondary channel. So when I put that out there as a YouTube community poll, I would really love to hear your opinions and your thoughts on that as a community, because that's what a community poll's for, right? So they can find that out. What's going on there?
Oh, possum sausage. Will it be short videos? You could call it Roy's Shorts, or maybe even Roy's Kilts.
No, they won't be short videos. They won't be short videos. So if anybody, I'm absolutely in love, look this up. Look this up right now. If you're on mobile, minimize me down to the corner and type in John Neiman or Northmen's Guild or something of that effect in YouTube. If you do that right now while you're here, don't click on any of their videos because I don't want you to leave. But save them, subscribe to them, and kind of check out that kind of content. I love that kind of style of filmmaking or documentary style filmmaking. And so I'd like to emulate some of that, but with a twist. You know, a twist as an actual project, and kind of showing the things that inspire me to create, right? The things that I do, and hopefully inspire you. And so it's just looking at blacksmithing from a different perspective point versus just the
tutorial,
the tutorial mathematical style of content. The channel content here isn't going to really change much. I'm kind of lockstep where I'm at. I'm comfortable. It's going to be basically what it is. I'm going to keep putting out educational content. Some of it will be tutorials. Some of it will be promotional stuff for the blacksmithing blanks stuff that we got going on. Some of it will be rants. Some of it will be an update type stuff, you know. But that'll be basically what we already do on Christ and Ironworks. That's not changing. This would be for an additional thing.
Tabaka, does this mean you're going to forge a log cabin?
Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, generally, well, I had a concept to do this, and it really didn't work out. I was going to do an entire video series of basically a hand-hewn sauna house because I want to build a sauna house anyhow, and I was going to forge the tools to make the sauna house. So I was going to forge the tools, film that, and the subject's not necessarily making the sauna house, and it's not necessarily making the tools. The subject is carrying you on a story, like a whole journey of me forging the tools, going through that process, and how you can really create beautiful things in your life with your own two hands, right? And showing it from that creative process point. Those wouldn't come out as often. They would take longer. They're longer videos type deal. They're more like a documentary type thing with a twist. Like I said, it's like with a twist. You know, so I have a secondary channel already. I just haven't invested any time into it yet. And I'll let people know if people like the idea enough from this channel. I'll mention what the secondary channel's name is. But until then, nobody will know what my secondary channel is until I care.
Super secret.
Yeah, it'll be a super secret secondary channel. Yeah, but I think that has merit. I think that would be really cool to take and do. I don't think it would fit necessarily with the format of this channel without irking off like everybody and their brother that's like, oh, you don't, what are we, a carpentry channel now? And, you know, I'm unsubscribing. You know, you're making woodworking tools and I don't agree with that. You know, so.
Right. Rubs me the wrong way.
Stuff like that can end up killing a channel. Well, killing a channel with the creator being irritated with everybody hating their hard work that they put into something, trying to share something. And, you know, that could end up killing it. So I think it would go better on a secondary channel, you know, that way. But
Tim, have a good dinner.
Tim, take care. Looks like somebody said, well, now I'm going to go look for it, Leland Hawk.
Yeah. If you stumble across the one that starts with Roy's name, that's not the one we're talking about.
Nope.
Although it does have a video.
You shouldn't
on it.
even mention that.
Well,
I only have 14 subscribers over there at my personal,
right.
you know. Oh, Lord. Now it's going to get flooded all of a sudden.
It is. There's going to be like 1,000 subscribers. Like,
there's one video over there. Oh, it's fun. It's fun. You shouldn't subscribe to it because I don't put any content on it. It was like the starter channel to again, it was back when I had a flip phone.
Yeah.
And I had to get on
Yeah.
Jessica's phone to be accessing the YouTubes. So it doesn't have any content. But she posted a video. It was like a slideshow of me doing some really old demonstration work.
Yeah.
Some really old demos. It's kind of a fun video.
I don't even know if I could find it if
I don't know if you could either.
know.
So,
guess I could look.
but
There are dozens of Roy Adams channels. I know. It's a common
Yeah,
name.
there is.
So you'll be hunting for ages.
there you go. That's good. It'll be very.
Easter egg hunt.
The secondary channel's not called that at all. But I mentioned earlier this camera, and this kind of goes with this. I promise I'm winding down. I'm just having a good time talking to y'all. I've missed you. I've missed this. I really have. Really missed this. Last Friday, I was just so. I was just booked. I mean, I was just cooked. My goose was cooked. I just
You
felt.
were booked. That's how cooked you were.
Yeah,
You
that's
were
how.
pumped.
Yeah. I was so cooked. I was booked. I wasn't doing good at all. So I missed this. I'm so glad we could do this evening with you all. So thank you all so much for being here. What was I going to say? So the
New camera.
the new camera, right? I did a video of trying to capture Aurora Borealis. John Switzer at John Switzer Vlogs, you know and love him as John Switzer of Black Bear Forge. He had a secondary channel where he does some vlogging things and he does some storytelling and he does all sorts of little other things. And I really enjoy that channel. I enjoy watching and seeing bits and pieces and parts of John's life that he likes to share with us all. And so highly recommend you should subscribe to his secondary channel for sure. But he did a video where he was trying to catch an aurora event that happened, a very large electrical storm. That's how auroras happen, right? And a geomagnetic storm. Well, it was happening and I went out and I was able to capture it. The neat part about it is so where we're at, it just kind of looked like a couple gray streaks in the sky. It didn't really look like a whole lot. It looked kind of like a glow. There was like a glow from the north, but you really couldn't tell. And then I snapped a picture of it, and it was like, and I could the camera could see what we couldn't with our naked eye, and I was able to catch a time lapse of an aurora event happening, which was really, really cool. I already like astrophotography. I like getting time lapses. Astrolapses is what they call them, of like the Milky Way and a lot of really cool stuff like that. We're really big outdoors people, so we like going camping a lot. We like trekking. We like going all over the place. So I would like to incorporate some of that because it's what makes me the smith and the artist that I am now, right? So we did a video on that. And it did do hot. It was like, I think it's been the worst viewed video out of all the videos on our channel so far here in recent memory. And because it's so off-brand, they're like, nobody wants to look at Roy doing astrophotography or anything like that, or Aurora Borealis. Like, who cares about that nonsense? Well, if I want to make an Aurora Borealis sculpture, I would love to add context. Why this is so cool. Right? Like, I want to add context to the situation. And so the only way to add context is by showing off those things. And so, and then again, who's going to want to watch that?
Yeah.
Right? If you're wanting to find out for the 500th time, why don't you make knives? Or why don't you use the rounding hammer? It's like we won't get started on those rants, but you get what I'm saying. If you're trying to figure out like how to put a point on the end of the bar, me showing you the creative process that inspires me isn't going to be as helpful to you. So that's where I think the secondary channel might be neat. Debak Maker, didn't you catch the latest one too? I thought I saw that on your Instagram. Yes, I did. I just caught the most recent one. The most recent one was huge, and I do mean huge. We actually, where we're at our latitude, we were able to see it was green. It was green. We could see some shades of green and purple in it. Generally, you don't really get those pleasures unless you're in like Iceland or you know, or Switzerland or places like that. You got to be like way up, you know, to get that strong of colors. But it was huge, wasn't it? It was a huge Aurora event.
A lot bigger than the previous one.
Yep, and we weren't nearly prepared enough to get like get as much as we could. We struggled with the camera a bit, which is a lot to get that. So again, better camera, I'll be able to get even better quality, you know, time lapses and astrolapses of that, which is so cool to share. You know, I have an auroral sculpture I would like to make. In order to do that, you know, it would be nice to take and show that back road there. So anyways, I'm done trying to sell you on the idea of a secondary channel. Again, I'll do a community post and you guys can vote there. Vote your opinions of what you think about that and if you would be interested in subscribing to that. I'm probably going to do it anyhow. I'm just telling you that. I'm going to do it anyhow. The community poll is about whether you would be interested in me sharing a link to that channel when I do start posting content there. If you're going to be an interested viewer of that type content, then I will share it with you through that secondary channel. But if you're not, then I won't worry about even mentioning it on the main channel here when I get it done. So there you have it.
We done been sold.
They done been sold.
Wonder how many people we have.
Yeah. Jason Ladle, he asked, do you know what happened to Purgatory Ironworks? I don't know if there's any updates. I know that the summers are very busy season for Purgatory Ironworks. It is Trent Ty over at Purgatory Ironworks. I know he does a lot in the I believe it's peanut harvesting business. He's like got peanut blades, I think it is. I think it's like a peanut harvesting business. He does like a lot of work in that department. The last post I saw from him, he was looking for help to come in, like an intern to work with him throughout the summer because they were slammed with knife work and all sorts of stuff like that. So my guess is when it hits fall and in the winter, you'll probably see more from Trent Ty and the Purgatory Ironworks. So with that being said, summertime, terrible time for YouTube people. It is. It's a terrible time for YouTube people. Everyone's going on vacations. Everybody has some place to be. If it's nice weather, they're outside. If it's a good weekend, they're out camping or they're out doing something, right? Grilling, barbecuing, whatever. They're not spending a lot of time kicking up their heels and watching YouTube content. So if you notice a lot of your favorite creators not posting during the summer, it's because there's not a whole lot of interest. Nobody watches the videos. Then YouTube says, hey, these people must not be interested in these human beings. And the videos go to the bottom of the basement, basically, and don't get recirculated for years. So that's the way that works. So if you notice a lot of your favorite creators aren't posting right now, that's why. That's why. Or reduce posting. And plus the fact they have lives too, right? They would like to go out on camping trips and they would like to go wherever and take care of summer projects like me, right? I haven't been posting, not because I didn't want to post, but because I was so consumed with the barn work. I didn't have a chance to take and do a lot of video work. So, yep. What else? Good.
What else? I think we've covered everything. Yeah.
Yep, we got the update. Everything else. So, I think Jessica, she's zoning out. She's ready for bed. She's ready to be done with it. So, before she completely crashes, she's going to like... slap the desk. So
you're on a couch.
Yeah. So before she does that, don't we have any other questions? So thank you all for being here. I'll just say that I will shut up now. I know we've been waiting on it. I will shut up now, and I will pass it over to my lovely wife, and you can lead us out with a poem.
A poem.
A potem.
All right. This one, I think this was my first time reading it today when I went to make a copy of this, so hopefully I pronunciate everything correctly. It is called If by Rudyard Kipling, in 1895 is when it was written. And I like the message behind it. I think you all will too. So it's called If. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make your dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster, and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build 'em with worn-out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings, and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and, which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
By who?
Rudyard Kipling.
Rudyard Kipling?
Mm-hmm.
1895.
Yep.
Good year.
And it says here, there's a little extra info. It says, Rudyard Kipling lived in many different countries, India, where he was born, England, and the United States. He was married and had 3 children. He is best known for writing The Jungle Book, which recounts the adventures of a young Indian boy who wanders away from his village, and a wolf pack finds him and raises him. He wrote many other works, along them Just So stories, fantastic tales about how the camel got its hump, how the leopard got its spot, how the kangaroo developed its strong hind legs, and many others.
Well, there you go.
There you have it.
So, all right, once again, thank you everyone so much for joining us this evening. And God bless each and every last one of you out there in your homes, in your households. I hope you have a great summer. If you don't get to join us for another live stream, again, we'll do another live stream. It'll be another Friday night next month.
That's right.
Won't it? And we will be giving away yet another gas forge as well. Sound good?
Sounds good. We'll see you all then.
Sounds good to me. All right. Take care, everybody. God bless you. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye now.